All right, welcome into the show, Creative Crypto here. Well, guys, we might be starting the third meme coin wave here. As we can see, that volume has picked up the last couple weeks, and we're getting a lot more runners as far as meme coins go that continue to push high market caps we're seeing in a short amount of time. For example, this one here, this penguin coin, this one's at 4.6 million. This is a viral penguin that has really gone viral on TikTok and Twitter. And I see this potentially being a Mudang style coin. Now, Mudang, I believe, took a little bit to really take off. And this one could be very similar. We're only 6 days old here for this coin. And we're already at 4.7 million market cap. So coins like this, they really could potentially hit, the 50 to 100 million range. And if you guys are in primetime callz, the Solana Alpha group that I'm a part of that shares callz and tracks callers and gives the best calls that we can find on Solana. We had a call come through for this coin about 4 days ago at $113,000 market cap. So right now, that's close to a 50x for this penguin coin. So hopefully some of you guys were able to get into that. I was able to see that call fairly early and got in at 180K market cap and got in for 0.2 Solana. And I've done 3 sells so far, laddering up. So I've been able to pull out close to 1 Solana in profit and still sitting on a nice little moon bag. So not a full 50x for me. That's because taking some profit along the way, and I didn't get in at the exact, 113K. So still a really nice coin here. And like I said, if this coin could go to 50 million, 100 million, 200 million, would just be insane, guys. So which is possible with these style coins, like I said, like Mudang, Peanut, some of these other coins that have really big viral potential. This penguin coin could do the same. Not saying it will, not saying you guys should buy it right now, but just saying that if you're already in it and holding a moon bag, we could be seeing some really high prices for this coin, which is what I'm hoping for. Because if this thing gets up to, 50 million, 100 million, I could have potentially my moon bag, 20 or 40 Solana. So pretty sweet for that, guys. So congrats if you guys were able to get into that call. Now this video is going to be the double up trading challenge that I've done before. I'm going to start doing this again and making some shorter videos that kind of just track the journey here for the double up trading challenge. And what the gist is for this challenge is I'm going to start on day 1 here with 0.1 Solana. I'm starting with 0.1 Solana, and I'm going to try to double up every single trade in a meme coin. So basically, if I get in at 200K market cap, I'm selling 100% at 400K market cap. Now, this isn't the best strategy because you sometimes want to let those runners run. Like Penguin, if I had done that with Penguin, I would have missed out on tons of gains. So it's not the strategy I recommend for trading meme coins, but it can be a strategy to utilize. Because as you can see here on this compounding calculator spreadsheet, where if I just started with 0.1 Solana, okay, and basically we made 100%, I put the 3% fees in here because basically going in and out of the coin plus pump fund fees. So actually this should be 4%, actually 4% fees. Let me change that there. So 4% fees because you're counting the Trojan fees plus pump fund fees or whatever launchpad you're using. But basically when you buy and sell, you're getting hit twice. Okay. So 4%, not too bad. And so if we're starting with 0.1 Solana, and if we were able to pick the right coin that was able to just give us a 2x every single time, after 5 trades, we would be up to 1.4 Solana. Okay, only paid about 0.06 Sol in fees, so not too bad. Okay, if we're able to do it 10 times, we're looking at 42 Solana, starting with just 0.1. So can you find 10 meme coins? And it doesn't always have to be in the same day. It could be different days where you just pick your spots accordingly, where all the metrics and all the stuff that you look at lines up for your strategy to be able to buy a coin, and you wait and you're patient. It could take you, not every single day, but just when you see a coin that could potentially 2x. That's all you need to do. All right, so that's what I'm going to be doing and documenting this on these videos here for the double up trading challenge. I've done it before on the channel, but I kind of stopped because I kind of got sidetracked with some things, but we're going to get back into this. I want to document the journey here in videos. So this is video number 1, starting with 0.1 Solana. We're going to try to make it into 0.2 in this video and just keep it going from there. So this is the strategy, guys, and this is the potential earnings from the double up trading challenge. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, and what we're going to be utilizing for this is the Trojan terminal, which I showed you guys last time, their trading terminal, similar to Photon, similar to GMGN, where you can go to the trenches section, you can analyze wallets, you can do a lot of cool stuff here, and they have a lot of great incentives for trading on this right now. Okay, so it's invite only. My link is down below, and you guys can earn some discounts as well on trading fees. So we're going to set this up for the quick buy. You can see I got 0.14 Solana here, made a little deposit. We're going to try to catch one of these quickly as it migrates. I showed you guys kind of last video my filters that I'm using here on this section. Go back and watch that video if you want to check out the filters. There's a timestamp. You can get directly to the filters section. Okay, so we're just going to wait for one that populates over here that looks good at about, hopefully about 200K. And we're going to try to catch that to get up to 400K. If there's nothing really migrating, we'll switch it to 100K. Even though it's a little more risky, we can see if that will work for us. Okay, but first we need to set up our auto sell so it'll automatically sell for us when we hit that 2x. So come over here, click on any coin, and then click on this auto sell section here, and we're going to click on add. Okay, we're going to put a take profit, and our take profit will be 100%. We're going to sell 100% of the coin. We're not going to put a stop loss in here. If we lose the 0.1, then I'll start over the challenge and go from there. Okay, stop loss will only come into play after I've kind of made some profit trading, because then I can kind of cut my losses and stuff. But some of these coins, you know, they're very volatile, and you really don't want to have a stop loss because they could come back after a day or two. I've seen that where a coin gets obliterated, dumps down to even 5K, but then will pump back up to like 100 or 200K. It does happen. It is rare, but it does happen. So I'm not going to use a stop loss. And so this is all set. Our auto sell is all set up. I have the gas set for eco mode. You can use turbo if you're using more than 0.1, but I'm trying not to spend too much in gas fees as well, because that's something that I didn't really calculate on the spreadsheet, because there is gas fees involved on Solana, especially when you're trying to trade quick. Okay, so I just have it on eco mode for the lowest fees. All right, so now our auto sell is set up. Let's go back to the trenches. As you can see, this is already enabled. Okay, so our auto sell is enabled. Our quick buy right here, we set at 0.1. If you want to edit this, you can just come over here, click whatever you want. Okay, put 0.1 in there, and you can do it for each section. All right, and so all we're going to do, like I said, is when we see a coin that gets migrated that looks good, preferably within, 5 to 30 minute range is kind of what we want to look for. And we can kind of keep our eye on this section to see what coins potentially could be migrating. I don't really trade this section because it's super risky, and this section is even more risky. Okay, but if we don't see any coins potentially coming through, because depending on the time of the day that you trade, there could be more coins that get migrated, there could be less coins that get migrated. So I just want to wait for a good one, because we're trying to hit a nice coin to get a quick double up. So we'll see if any of these coins meet our criteria. And basically, all I'm looking for is something that has produced some fees as well. I forgot to talk about that last video, because if a coin's produced a good amount of fees like this one, that means they're actually getting a good amount of buyers. This coin has pumped to 1.3 million, but it's only paid half a Solana in fees. That means that this coin is probably artificially inflated, okay, because they're not getting real buyers in here buying and selling and creating fees. Now, a lot of these fees as well could be a result of volume bots, where a bot is just buying back and forth, buying and selling, creating volume for the coin. Okay, the volume's right here. And we want to look as well for the volume to market cap ratio. That's something I talked about in previous videos a while back, where I look at, a newly migrated coin. What is their volume to market cap ratio? You can see the volume on this is 320K, and the market cap is 1.25 million. Usually, if a coin is newly migrated and it's paid more fees than half a Solana, that could be bullish, because that just shows this coin is pumping and nobody's really selling. Okay, they're just buying, buying, buying. Because when you see a market cap way higher than the volume, that's what it means. That means most of these are just buying. Okay, most of these wallets are just buying this coin and not very much selling. It doesn't take too much buy pressure to pump a coin to 1.2 million. Okay, it really doesn't take much. Let's go over here. We can actually analyze and see how many of these are buys versus sells. Definitely on Deck Screener, you could be able to see, how many is buys versus sells. because you want to kind of have an even split between that. Okay, let's go back over here so we don't miss anything. So obviously we know this coin, no good. If we wanted to, we could just click this and we won't see that coin anymore. But I'm just going to leave it for now. So this coin is on Bags, and Bags Launchpad has been kind of pumping lately. We can see I added it here. These are the launch pads we're using. Bags, Bonk, Pump, Moonit. I don't really know too much about that. Launch Labs, and then Believe. I might want to add Meteora in here because I have seen some lately that have been getting migrated from Meteora. So we're going to add that in, see if that changes much. And there is one. See, 38 minutes ago. So this could have been one. Looks like we potentially missed that. So let's go back over here. Let's add in Meteora DBC in here, and we'll add it over here as well. Even though I'm not really trading that section, that's more for when I just feel like gambling. That's why I put a lower amount, 0.05. I was testing it out the other day, trading those, and it really didn't do too well. Okay, so this one is on Meteora. I don't know what their migration is. I think it needs to hit 1 million to migrate, because this one's at 800K and it's only a minute old. So this one, as we know, look at the fees, artificially inflated. The volume's at 10K. Basically, someone bought 10K of this coin with bundled wallets, as you can see, completely bundled, 100% bundled. So basically, they put 10K bundled with a bunch of different wallets to make it look like, you know, this is a real coin, about 50 holders. It's all the same wallet. The fees are tiny on this. So this is definitely one to avoid. We could even avoid the coin here. We can blacklist the dev, so we won't see any of those coins from this dev anymore. You can do this to filter out and just have more insight when you're trading, because you want to be able to quickly identify a coin that's a scam and identify a coin that could potentially run. It takes practice just staring at this screen, and over time just learning and analyzing which coins do well. So right now we're not seeing too many that are looking good. So let's actually, just for the heck of it, let's change this to minimum 100K market cap and see if anything catches our eye. Okay, we'll do 100K and we'll do minimum 50K volume. Okay, that might give us a little more wider range of coins. However, a wider range isn't always better, because sometimes more of those scams sift through. That's why personally I like waiting for a coin to hit 200K, because if it's able to hit 200K in a short amount of time and it's newly migrated, the volume looks good, the fees look good, everything looks good, it's not completely bundled, then there's a good chance it's going to go up to 400, 500K. That might be its peak for the coin, but there's a chance it could hit 1 million, 2 million, 5 million. That is always in the cards. And so this is basically it, guys. You just sit and wait. It's a waiting game. We are basically a lion in the grass, waiting for our prey here to pounce. Okay, we want to pounce quickly when we see a coin that meets our criteria. Hopefully we can make some profit with it. Now this coin is already at 500K, so it's a little out of our range, because to get up to 1 million, it's going to take, you know, some time here. This is a Meteora launch. I don't know much about this. The meme really doesn't catch my, you know, eye here. It looks like some type of AI coin if I had to guess. So I'm just going to leave that alone. This coin, again, completely bundled. Okay, so that's a trend, I guess, with Meteora launch pads, where they're launching with this USD1 and completely bundling the coin. Okay, this is 100% bundled. Basically, somebody just probably rugged that other coin, because you would see it over here if it did get migrated. So these coins, they're reaching 99%. So all they're looking for is some sucker to come in and think, oh, this coin's about to migrate, it's about to pump, and they buy, you know, the rest of the coin. And these scammers, they're literally pumping 10K into their own coin just to maybe make half a Solana or 1 Solana. It's absolutely absurd, and these scammers really won't stop at, you know, just making a small amount of money. It's really crazy. So they're willing to pump 10 to 20K of their own money into a coin to just maybe get a few buyers that could buy a couple Solana. It's absolutely absurd. So these scammers will really stop at nothing, guys. That's why you have to be able to identify them and be able to see. Okay, so it looks like it's just a big scam on Meteora right now. Maybe we get a good coin, but it's good that we're actually seeing some of these, because This is good practice for people that may not know that these coins are scams and actually try to buy some of these, okay? But it's clearly obvious if you just were able to see that. Okay, so here's one. We got YepCat. Let's try it because we're just in the video. All right, let's see if we can get it. So point one, we're just looking to get out at 200K. All right, it's 11 minutes old. This is 17% holders. This is a pump coin. There is a chance it can get up to 200K. So we'll see if it can. It's paid a good amount of fees. So this one is worth taking a shot to see if we can get that double up. All right, can it get to 200K? I mean, it got to 100K in 11 minutes. Maybe in 20 minutes, it can get up to 200K. That's what we're hoping. We get in and out quick and make some quick profit. All right, so far, it's kind of volatile. So now that coin's fallen off, and there's a chance that that coin will never recover. And we just lost our 0.1 Solana. So we'll see. We can, if we want to be able to find our holdings, we just come over here to holdings, and then we'll be able to find, this coin. So not doing too bad. We're down about 10% right here. And then we can just click on this coin, and then we'll be able to come over here. So it's an interesting meme, the YepCat, we've seen that probably a few times before. It's not showing that this has been reused. This actual picture has not been reused, so that's somewhat good. The bundles are decent on this one, but you can see it looks like they have a really big volume bot on this coin because the fees are just going absurd. Okay, so the fees are just printing on this coin. So they have a volume bot just pumping this out. Again, the volume to market cap ratio is not ideal on this coin right here. Okay, so right now we're down 30%. Okay, but we're just going to let it go because I just want to wait and see if this coin can recover because it's still fairly new. Okay, even though this is saying 52 minutes old. So I guess when they look at the trenches tab, that time frame is going by migrated. So it had migrated for 11 minutes. But it is a 52-minute old coin. And if I had known that, see, I got messed up by that because if you come back over here, I really wish this time frame would be total because I want to know how long this coin's been around, not just how long this coin has migrated. So that's something that I wasn't aware of here on this terminal, and just something that I'll have to analyze better in the future. Okay, so we'll actually have to click on the coin maybe and see. All right, but we'll see how this one goes. We're down 20% right now. That's standard for meme coins. A lot of them, they go down first before they actually pump. We'll see how this one goes. Like for this challenge, guys, it's really double up or dust from the first trade. I'm not going to sit here and cut my losses at 50% or anything. It's basically double up or dust. That's the way I see it when I'm starting out on this challenge. So we're not going to try to cut our losses. We're just going to go for it. Now, let's see if these KOL wallets, some of them are buying here. Some of them are buying here. So this thing could still recover. It's not out of the range of possibilities that this could recover. We can see the dev actually just bought again here. This is a cool thing as well with Trojan. If you want to analyze a wallet, you can just click on it. Like this wallet, we can just analyze a wallet. This could be a good way to also find wallets for copy trading. We can check out, the different holders and see how they've been doing, their activity, recent P&Ls. So this is really good by the Trojan team to create a terminal like this. And then if we want to really dig deep, we could analyze the holders. This is too many holders for this market cap. We're at 800 holders and only 75K market cap. So metrics wise, this really isn't the best coin because it's saying, 17% bundled? How much is bundled here? 6%. It's definitely higher than 6%. So there's no way that these are all real holders. Okay. So what we can do is we can analyze the holders here. You can look at their SOL balance and see, how many of these wallets are just holding a small amount of SOL balance. These are the top holders of the coin. Okay. So this number 2 holder has got 240 Solana. Okay. That's big. And he hasn't sold any coins. Okay, so this is probably the dev potentially with a different wallet. This says Bandit, so maybe this is actually a KOL. So we'll leave this alone because this KOL is still holding a big bag, and there's a potential that they maybe are shilling the coin. Who knows? We'll see how that goes. Okay, the next couple holders, this guy's got 1.6 Solana. This could be a bundle wallet. As you can see, they're also holding still 22 million. They haven't sold any. This one's holding 57. This is another KOL that has been tracked here. So they haven't sold either. So none of these people have sold, which is a good sign, because if this coin was just a rug coin, I don't think these wallets would just be holding 100% of their bags. And most of these guys, got in kind of late here. All right, kind of like where I did. Okay, they really haven't made much on this coin as far as P&L goes. So a big red flag, if you do see one, is if you see a wallet like this. Okay, it has very little Solana on it, just basically enough for gas. It was funded by an exchange, Coinbase. It was funded recently, 4 days ago. This wallet is probably from the dev, okay, or a bundled from the team, okay, because it's got, $1,000 basically worth of the coin, hasn't sold any, it doesn't have a high active balance, and actually we can even see, what are the other trades this wallet's been doing. Okay, let's see if they've done any other trades recently. So they've done some other trades, and yeah, there's a chance this is actually a real wallet, okay? This may not be just a bundle wallet. But if you see a lot of those style wallets, definitely want to avoid those ones because there's a chance it's just all bundled. Okay, so we see some people have made some P&L. This guy's made $600. This person's made $1,000. So then these wallets, we could actually dig a little deeper and see if this wallet is potentially a good wallet to copy trade or if they're just an insider for this coin. As we can see, they've just traded a few coins. So it's potentially, this is just a bundle wallet that they are trying to disguise by trading these other coins first and then getting into this coin. So they got into this coin at 17K market cap. So there's a chance that this is definitely an insider. They got in at 17K and they've just been selling off at each market cap level. Okay. Again, not the worst thing in the world because you're going to have people making profits, which is good on coins. And it's still holding up decent. It's at 70K. Will it hit 200K? That's the problem because we have a lot of wallets that are holding a bunch of the coin. Haven't sold. Look at all these wallets. They haven't sold any. Okay, this is funded by Binance. So when are these wallets going to start unloading their bags? That's the question. I mean, all these top holders, none of them really have taken any profit, which is good because maybe they see it as a more long-term hold, or they're just looking to unload at, 150K, 200K, which if they wait till 200K, that's good for us. And then what we can do, like I said, you can find a wallet that maybe is actually a real trader that, got in this coin early and made some nice profit. So for example, this wallet here, Binance 11 months ago. So this is an active trader. Okay, they've been using this wallet for a while. They've sold about half. So they are potentially a decent trader. Let's see how they look so far. We can see 81% win rate. Wow. Okay. Let's see their recent activities. Looks like, yeah, they have a few different coins that they are in and out of. Let's check out the recent P&Ls. So this was 22% here. They lost 15% here. 48% on that one. So decent. They did good on XDoge. They definitely did good on XDoge. They made 12x on that one. That was pretty good. We can go back to the activity tab and let's scroll down to the XDoge coin. Let's see where they got in. So they got in at 50K. They bought another one at 60K. They were just buying basically all the way up to 80K. There's a sell right here. So this person's more of a DCA style trader where they're buying, and then they start selling. But they even started buying more again here. Okay. So we'll see. Again, we're back to 100K. So great to see, guys. Great to see. So we're back to 100K. Can we get to 200K? There's a lot of resistance. See, there's been a lot of resistance here at the 100K level. Some people probably just want to take profit and get out. Let's see if any of these top wallets sold anything. And no, they're all still holding, which is good. So as long as these top wallets keep holding, then that's a good sign because they see it as more of a long-term, style hold. If we wanted to, we could, investigate the social media for this, see if they have any socials, see if, how their community is looking, see if they have a Twitter, how many followers they have, if there is a website as well. So there's more stuff we could look at. They have paid deck screener, which is good. They definitely have a volume bot cooking on this coin because the volume's at, it's decent, 300 now. For this one, guys, we're just going to wait and see. And there's really nothing else we can do at the moment because we only have the 0.1 to trade with, and this is the coin we picked. So we're stuck with this coin for now, okay, because this is the horse we decided to take a chance on. And we can go back to trenches. Let's see if there's anything that we could have maybe got in that was better. And there's really nothing. So for the video, you know, we just want to take a chance on it. It's not the worst trade in the world. It still could come through. We'll just continue to watch that coin and see how it does. All right, so we're getting a lot of resistance at the 100K level. We did retest the 100K, which I would have liked to see us, you know, find some support at the 100K and then continue upwards. But unfortunately, we didn't at the moment, so we're going to have to wait this one out, and we'll just wait and see how it goes. Now, when this hits, you know, 2 or 3 hours old, I may just decide to get out at that point, because at that point, it's kind of getting old. Again, I'll check the holders. I'll see if those top KOLs are in or out, how the holders are looking. Okay, that's something as well, because if they're all getting out and it's getting, you know, to be that 2 or 3 hour range, coins could still pump in that 2 or 3 hour or 4 hour range. It's just not as likely, and it's just not as easy for them to do it. Okay, now we see the dev bought again. How much is the dev buying? He bought another Solana worth. Okay, so dev is still buying this coin. I'm not sure why. I guess that's just they're trying to entice the community and show that, you know, hey, we want this coin to do well. Okay, we are supporting our own coin and continuing to buy. So that's good. It could be worse. It could be dev selling, which is definitely worse. The dev starts selling. And a cool thing with Trojan is you can actually set it up to, if the dev sells, where you could sell as well. There's a option. I know there's an option in the bot. I don't know about here on the terminal, but definitely on the bot, you can set it up to where if the dev sells, you can sell. Okay, so here we are. We're back to 100K. We're testing 100K again. How many times are we going to test 100K before breaking out? Okay, look how many times we tested it. Even back here, you know, bam, tested it. Okay, guys, I had to like refresh my browser. It kind of crashed. I don't know if that's just Trojan's deal or whatever, but yeah, and we finally retested that 100K level, and then now we're finally breaking out a little bit. So I don't know why my chart is disappearing. I don't know what's going on here, but let's just go back to the trenches so we can just kind of watch the action from here. And so now we're back. We've found some support at 100K. We're back to 130. So we only needed to get to 200. It's looking decent. It's looking decent so far. It was a little rough there in the beginning, but that's what meme coins, guys. You got to have strong hands. You got to have a strategy and stick to it. Don't flip-flop and just be like, oh, no, I don't like this coin. I'm getting out. See it through. See it through, because I've done this myself tons of times where I like a coin going in. I believe in a coin. I like the meme. And then for whatever reason, the chart dumps. It goes against me, and I start panicking, and I panic sell. And then the coin continues to pump right after that and go to all-time highs. And I'm just sitting back with my hands on my face going, what am I doing? Just like, you know, so pissed off. Don't be like that, okay? I've learned that the hard way tons of times on these coins, where you're better off just seeing it go to zero or seeing it hit your profit level. Don't try to overthink it. Don't try to say, well, let me cut my losses here. You know, this coin's dumping now, because you never truly know with meme coins. They can just start pumping out of nowhere. All right. And they can also start dumping out of nowhere. That's a definitely big risk. Okay. But we can see we're trying to break out. We got to like 130. Let's see if we can click on the chart if it's working again. I don't know why that was like disappearing on me. Here we go. We're back. The chart is working. So you can see here's the 100K. We were retesting it. We kept retesting. Found support. That's big. See this found support right there? And then just pumped up to like 130. And now we're continuing to find some support. Okay. So this is good. This is what we want to see. Let's look at the holders again, see if we have any new holders. And again, these guys are all holding. There's nobody selling this, which is good. The dev keeps buying. This is a good sign. We're at 150. We're halfway there. Oh, got some resistance at 150. That's usual, because some people just go for that 50%, which is another strategy we could maybe implement if this double up strategy doesn't work. Okay, but I really like to at least go for a double up, because going only for 50%, you have to do more trades. And the more trades is the more potential for losses. Okay, So we really just want to pick good coins and hopefully we get some double ups on them. So this one looking decent. We got the support and there it is. There's a big buy up. We just need to break that 150. If we can find support on the 150K range, then we can truly get to where we need to be. And for us, actually, we only need to get to 197, okay, to double up. So that's where we need to be. And let's see if we can do it. If we can keep some support here at the 150, then potentially that 200 is in the cards. So let's see. We've, again, some big resistance at the 150 range, which is to be expected. But it's decent. You know, the volume's hanging in there. Looks like they still got their volume bot going. We could get out right now at 50% profit, but we're not in this for 50%. We're in this for the double up. We're going to see this thing through. And if we really wanted to be conservative, we could put a stop loss at our entry, okay? Because basically, if it goes back down to 100K, then we just get out at basically break even, which we could. We could potentially do that. The way you would do that is you would just come over here for a limit. You would do a limit sell, and you would put market cap at, you know, our entry, which is 97. So we could put a stop loss at 97K. Click 100% here. So yeah, see, we wouldn't lose anything, which could be the right strategy to utilize, honestly, because if it just doesn't hit our profit target and just crashes back down, at least we don't lose anything. Okay, we tried to hit our target, but it didn't. Okay, and then at that point, we could decide, well, do we want to get back in, or do we want to just find a different coin? Okay, so let me just show you. If we wanted to, we could put a stop loss, basically, you know, set limit order. So now we have a limit order in there. So basically now we're in a risk-free trade. Okay, we're either going to hit our double up target, or we're going to get stopped out and we're going to get back our money that we put into this coin minus the fees. So we'll be down a little bit, but we won't lose our entire 0.1 that we put in here. Okay, so it's a risk-free trade. Some people might just take the 50% here and just say, yeah, I made 50% on this coin. That's good. If that's your strategy, then, you know, that's the good thing to do. For me, my strategy is going for the double ups. If this doesn't work out and this keeps happening where these coins only pump about 50% and then crash, then I will change my strategy to just start doing 50%. Okay, so that's what I'll do if this becomes a habit. Okay, if this keeps happening where I enter a coin, I wait and wait and wait, it pumps up to like 160 and then crashes. Then I need to definitely readjust the strategy at that point. We're getting some sell pressure. We got up to 170. Oh man, so close. So close to where we needed to be. But the cool thing is, it's risk-free for us. But we're risking this tiny little profit here, this, you know, 38% to make our double up. That's all we're risking. We're not risking our initial capital, which is good. So this is just a strategy to utilize, but be careful doing this, because if you do it too early on, okay, if you do it too early on, you know, like back here, for example, if you had put your stop loss, you know, if it got up to like 113 and you put your stop loss here, yeah, it could have worked out, because then you could have maybe re-entered way down here if you still believed in the coin. But you want to make sure you're at least like 50% in profit. So if you get in at 100K and this thing pumps up to like 150, set your stop loss just in case, okay? Because if it's showing some volatility, like we're getting an M pattern here, that's never good to see. That's kind of a double top M pattern. Okay, I've talked about that before. We kind of got the M pattern right here, and we broke the support, okay? So see how it's just breaking support? Now it's just dumping completely. So unfortunately, this it's finding a little bit of support there. It's making a good recovery. But traditionally, when you see this double top M pattern, you draw a line and see how it just keeps getting rejected off that. That would have been, you know, if you really wanted to be a smart trader. But for meme coins, they kind of go against that a lot. Because if we see back here, okay, we have another M pattern, double top, okay, broke support, then we broke all the way down here, but then look, we recovered again, and we hit another all-time high, okay? So it can happen. It definitely can recover, okay, especially a newer coin. Now, if this coin was 5 hours old or like a day old or something, and that happened, it's not as likely to recover like this one did, okay? But yeah, so far so good. But yeah, just something to keep in mind, guys, when setting a stop loss, because sometimes a stop loss can just stop you from making profit. And that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to have a stop loss where it inhibits you from making profit, because you'll get a coin wick down. Like if we had to put our stop loss at here, 105 or 106, we just wicked down and now we lost and the coin just pumped right back up. Okay. Those things are very difficult in meme coins because they're so volatile, where using a stop loss potentially is just limiting your ability to make profit. It's stopping you from making profit. And that's what you don't want to have happen. So you guys get the gist of it. We're going to see if this coin can hit our target. We just needed to get up to that 197 range, and we'll see how it goes. So we'll just watch and wait and go from there. All right, guys, I had to go check something real quick, but I see that we just can't break above. Look at that. We almost hit our stop loss. Look at that. Crazy. Yeah, it's probably going to hit it here. Well, that's unfortunate because we were up 50%. Like I said, if this becomes a habit of these coins doing this, then I might have to just do a 50% each time. It's a little safer. We could have made it pretty easy on this one. But how do you know unless you try? You know, unless you try it, you don't know if it could work or not. All right, so let's just see for the heck of it if there's anything else that looked good. Oh, wow, this coin actually pumped some. What even is this? Let me see what this is all about. So, I think we saw this coin back here. So, yeah, that one could have been a double up. Yep, that's the way it goes. Definitely waiting for the higher market cap coins potentially is better. But like I said, this is just a fun little challenge for a video. See if we can get here. The cool thing is it didn't stop us out. It literally, I don't know how that didn't stop us out, but they must have had a lot of buy support right here. It was literally like 1,000 away. That's insane. And what's cool is you can actually move this if you wanted to. We could move our stop loss. Oh, it actually did update it. Crap. Let's go back to where we were. Right there. I think that's where we were. So that's good to know, guys. If you ever want to just like move your stop loss or move your take profit, you can do the same with your take profit, I believe. Let's see. You just move it on the chart. Can we break out of the 150K market cap range? That's what we need to see. All right, again, we can check the holders. This guy took a little profit here. Let's see how this guy looks. Check out his recent P&Ls. 300% on Johnny. Geez, then he made 400% on Corey. This guy's actually doing pretty good. 75% win rate. He's made 4K in the last 7 days here. Actually, this is just today. Let's see the last 7 days. Wow, this wallet is just printing. Okay, so realized P&L 6K. So decent wallet right here. I like when they hold, for the big ROI, because when you're copy trading, you can definitely make some profit along with them. If they're just making, 8% like this, that's very hard to copy trade. But this one looks pretty decent. 300% on Pepe. Pretty good. So we could actually just track the wallet right here. Track wallet. We'll just put this as copy trade. Okay, then we'll track this wallet. So we added it in. So yeah, this wallet, honestly, it looks pretty good. Let's see. Recent activity. When they get into Yeep. They got into Yeep at, wow, 129K. Okay. Is that their first buy into Yeep? Let's see. Yeah. So how did they make 700 on this? That's what I'm trying to figure out. They basically were buying the top of this. They can't be in profit on this coin. There's no way. I just lost the wallet tracker. Let's go. So I lost the wallet. Let's go back to wallet tracker and see where it is here. Here it is, copy trade. So this is the wallet that we want to analyze deeper. So they are actually down on this Yeep coin. Okay. So they were just taking a little bit off the table because they were buying at higher market cap. I mean, buying at 120, 130, 140. I mean, damn. And see, now they're kind of unloading because this coin isn't performing, which could be a problem for us. Wow, look, they got into Corey at 6K. Damn, that will make you some money. That will make you some money. Imagine if you had copy traded this wallet. Damn, look at that. You got into Corey at 6K. Geez, they got into Johnny at 5K. So this wallet traditionally is getting in coins at very low market caps. This would be kind of a difficult one to copy trade. You could try it. It's a little risky because they could try to start farming. But it does look like it's a decent wallet. So let's go back here, see what we're doing. Oh man, we're at 133. Oh man, see, this would be a good coin to get in. Although, low fees. Okay, so this coin is potentially artificially inflated. It's gone to 200K and it's only paid half a sol in fees. So that means they don't have a volume bot, but it means that they also might not have, organic buying and selling. It might just be somebody trying to pump up the coin. So I would be a little leery of this coin, even though it hit our 200K market cap range. The volume to market cap ratio is decent. Okay, it's decent, but the fees are a little weary. Okay, it's a little weary. Got 600 holders. It's not showing any bundles really, or insiders, which is always a little suspicious, because if it's not showing it, that means that they are potentially just hiding it very well. And there is potential in that. However, it's not the end of the world. If you have low fees, I mean, some of these can still pump with low fees. Let's check out some of the other runners of the day and how they did with low fees. So see how most of these all have pretty good amount of fees. Okay, they actually have a lot of fees on these coins. This one has 2 feet, 2.8. It's at 100K. This one 0.67. They are at 25 million. So this coin definitely artificially inflated. The chart probably looks like just a straight candle upwards. All right, so let's see how we're doing here. So we're still holding in. We're still holding in on this coin. So did it crash? What happened here? The chart is a little slow, but yeah. So we got stopped out. I don't know why the chart isn't refreshing. It's like messing up. So we got stopped out. We're back to 0.14 here. Overall, guys, it was a good little experiment. We'll try it again next time, next video. I don't want to get into another trade. It's just this video would go on way too long. But that is the gist of trading for trying to do a double up trading challenge. We got into a coin. We were up, 50, 60%. Unfortunately, it crashed. This one looks decent. Oh, man. So tempting, so tempting. This is a bags launch. This is like some AI type coin. Let's see, volume. It's a little high, so definitely a volume bot going on. But see, look, now the coin's pumped right back up. So maybe we shouldn't have set the stop loss. It's a tough call. It's honestly a really tough call, because we didn't lose anything really on the coin, but now we're not gaining anything, because this coin could still hit the 200K range. So maybe next time we don't put a stop loss or anything, even if we're in profit for a risk-free trade. It's honestly however you want to do it with your strategy. I'm not going to say one way is right and one way is wrong. I just know from traditionally trading meme coins, you want to avoid a stop loss as much as possible, because there's plenty of times where it'll hit your stop loss, you'll think the coin's dead, and then it will just pump after that. I've had that happen so many times, I can't even count. I just don't want you guys to have that happen to you. Okay, so you're better off just going for broke than just trying to, break even, which is basically what I did here. Okay, but that is a strategy. If you want to have a more safer strategy, if your bankroll is only 0.1 Solana, then yes, you need to play it super safe, especially as we get higher. Let's say, we were up to maybe we hit 5 trades in a row, and now we're trading with, 5 Solana or something like that. That's where, yes, definitely cut your losses, because we are already in profit. Since we're starting out and we're just starting with our 0.1, it doesn't really, if you go broke, you just reload to 0.1. But like I said, if that's all you have to your name to trade with, then definitely the strategy I just showed you, where you get into a risk-free trade, would be better. You might even want to just take the profit at 50% and be done with it and move on to the next coin. And like I said, I may implement that next time and just go for 50% profit, because let's see what it does with the spreadsheet real quick if we just went for 50% profit. So if we just went for 50% profit instead of 100, how would that affect us? So basically 5 trades in, we'd be at about half a Solana, which isn't too bad. Okay, only taking 50%, because there's a chance that it's easier to get 50% than doubling up. Okay, as we saw with this video. So after 10, we'd be up to 3.4. That's not too bad. So after 10 trades, we'd be up to 3.4 versus if we just did 100%, 10 trades would be at 42. Oh man, See how much that changes? That's crazy. Look at that. So 10 trades on a double up, we go from 0.1 to 42. If we just did 50%, we go from 0.1 to 3. I mean, just a 50% difference can really make such a big difference. So that's just something to look at, guys. It's fun to crunch the numbers and see, your strategy and see what works for you. At the end of the day, this is all a risk, and you should only trade with what you can afford to lose and not something that you need to count on for income, or you have to make money, or you can't eat, or something like that. So definitely, guys, be smart with your trading. All right, guys, so that does it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys learned some strategy for trading along the way and what I look for when I am in the trenches and trying to trade these meme coins. It's definitely not easy, and it definitely takes a lot of practice and having that mental aspect of just being able to hold a trade and just don't get in your head too much. A lot of it is mental, this trading game. Okay, so you have to have a good mental approach to start out with, and then you'll be able to make some profit, guys. So we'll see how it goes in the next video of this double up trading challenge and see if we can actually double up this time and make some money. So if you guys like this video, please hit a thumbs up, subscribe for more. Let me know in the comments, have you been trading with the Trojan Terminal? Do you like it? What is your strategy for trading meme coins? I'll be interested to hear it in the comments. And until the next time we will talk again, take care and take charge. Creative Crypto out.